It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion. This is for Thursday, the 11th of September. I'm Michael Groff. I just let the dogs out briefly a little while ago, and as soon as I opened that door, that warm, wet blanket immediately hit me. Humidity levels have come up once again here in the valley. We do have some clouds out there as well, so what is going on? Yes, we do have a chance at some widely scattered showers and thunderstorms over parts of the state, but what about here in the valley? Now, as we head into the weekend, humidity levels will once again come back down. Temperatures will lower a bit, but as we head into next week, there is quite a bit of forecast uncertainty, and a lot of that is revolving around some potential tropical shenanigans that are going on to the south of us. How will that affect our weather? We'll talk about all of that and everything else in just a moment. Hey everyone, it's Michael Groff here to talk to you about your roof. With all the extreme weather we have in Arizona, you need a name you can trust, and that's why you should call Blackstone Roofing Group for all of your roofing needs. Call for your free inspection today. Big or small, they do it all. Tile, shingle, or flat roofing, they can help. Offering free inspections and more. Roofing made easy. Call 602-536-9363 or visit blackstoneroufinggroup.com to schedule your free inspection today. And if you tell them Michael Groff sent you, they'll take $500 off the price of your roof replacement. Again, that's 602-536-9363 or blackstoneroufinggroup.com. All right, let's get into it here. Taking a look at the almanac from yesterday, 108 degrees was the afternoon high after a very warm morning low of 86. 102 and 80 are the averages for this time of year. 113, the record high from 2023. I sure hope we don't get anywhere close to that anytime soon. As we take a look outside right now, here just before 11 a.m., there are some clouds out there right now, some cumulus clouds around, those fluffy clouds. Michelle will be happy. We've got 94 degrees at Sky Harbor, but look at the dew point. It's come back up to 65. Yes, it is that punch in the face when you open the door. Humidity sitting at 39%. The winds are light and the barometer is falling. Satellite picture out here across the west. And really, it's kind of the same story that we've been looking at for the last 24 to 36 hours. We've got this area of low pressure that's spinning around across northern California and over the northern Great Basin. And we are on the eastern flank of that feature. And in the eastern half of Arizona, the flow aloft is beginning to turn more southerly. And what that has done is that's brought back in some moisture from the south. Now, this is not a monsoon flow. This is a mid-latitude cyclonic system that's bringing in moisture from the south, what you would consider monsoonal moisture, I suppose, or subtropical moisture into the region. Either way, the result is kind of the same. It is muggy, and we will see some widely scattered showers and thunderstorms across eastern Arizona today. Question is, will we see anything here in the valley? And we're going to try and look at that in modeling here in just a second. The watch warning map remains very quiet across the country. Now, we do have a flood watch over parts of eastern Oregon. Got some scattered air quality alerts, but really, there's not a lot of high impact events that are ongoing at this moment. The convective outlook for today, we've got this little sliver of a slight risk of severe storms around that would be, Glasgow, Miles City, maybe Sydney, Montana, and into extreme western North Dakota. The broader marginal risk for severe storms, that's level 1 out of 5. For a good portion of the Rockies, Denver, Cheyenne, Gillette, Wyoming, up toward Great Falls, Montana, maybe as far east as Grand Forks and Devil's Lake, North Dakota. Now, in the eastern half of Arizona, we're in the green. Thunderstorms are possible. We don't anticipate any organized severe weather, but of course, any one storm could briefly become severe. As for storms here in the valley, we're right on the edge of that green area. And I suppose it is not completely out of the question we could see a storm try to rumble into the south central deserts today. The tropics in the Atlantic Basin do show some signs of life. We've been talking about this for the last several days, and as we get later into the month, all indications are that the tropics would wake up a little bit. We knew that they would eventually, but by waking up, I mean maybe stirring a little, maybe sort of that, like raising an eyebrow. That's about it. We do have this little X on the board that's coming off the African coast, this next tropical wave, and in the short term, no chance that develops. Over the next 7 days, only a 20% chance that this forms into a tropical depression or storm. We'll keep an eye on it. It is so far away from anything. It's not even on the board yet, so it's not worth worrying about. In the Pacific, we have a tropical wave with a 90% probability of developing over the next 48 hours. And we're going to watch this system with a little bit more interest to see if there are any potential impacts on our weather. At this point, the probability of that is low, but it's not zero. And some of our model guidance shows that we could see some tropical moisture getting up here sometime next week. But that is still way far out in the future. Here's the precipitation outlook valid through Thursday morning of next week. Rain amounts in Phoenix, not much. We might, just maybe, see a few hundredths of an inch. Heavier totals across eastern Arizona, 1/10 to as much as a half, maybe even 3/4 of an inch of rain. And of course, your amount will vary. Any one storm can obviously produce more than what's shown here. It's a tight rainfall gradient. Will we see anything? Let's figure it out right now as we explore the models, see what the future may hold. Here we go. This is the GFS, the 12Z run. This is valid at 5 o'clock this afternoon. The upper look at 500 millibars, about 18,000 feet off the ground. Kind of a dirty ridge up across the Central Plains states and into Canada. Heights are well above average, but there's a short wave that's kind of undercut that. We've got a trough out here in the west, the center of which is beginning to drift into northwest Nevada, eastern Oregon, kind of the Great Basin region, and we're on the eastern side of that, and some more southerly, southwesterly flow is taking shape there, and that's pulling some moisture northward into eastern Arizona. And with that trough approaching, we're seeing a little bit more forced ascent, more mechanical lifting from this trough. So what it means for us down at the surface for the rest of the day today, mostly sunny to partly cloudy. We'll see some of those cumulus clouds around, widely scattered showers and thunderstorms developing over eastern and southeast Arizona. A few of those storms might get as close to us as parts of central Pinal County, maybe even extreme eastern Maricopa County. Maybe closer than that. Let's try to figure it out. High temperatures this afternoon, anywhere from about 98 to 102. And yes, it is going to be muggy. But as we take a look at our high-resolution guidance, this is the HRRR model, our high-resolution rapid refresh model. This is at 8 o'clock tonight. And this is the simulated radar product. And again, the radar may not look precisely like this, but this gives you an idea. It does show some showers and storms across eastern, southeast Arizona, trying to push a little further to the west or northwest towards the south central deserts, just east of the valley, maybe knocking on the door of the eastern part of the metro area over there by Apache Junction and Sun Lakes and Queen Creek and kind of the southeast and the eastern side of the valley. And that is possible. We cannot rule out a stray storm to pop up. We can't even rule out maybe a storm over in the Estrellas or the White Tank Mountains this afternoon or this evening. That is a possibility with this increased low-level moisture and the heat of the day. We're going to get full heating of the day today. So despite the fact that, it's not an ideal setup, there could be a couple of storms that pop up, but the chance is really, really small. Nevertheless, we'll put about a 10% chance into the forecast for, this evening and tonight. Overnight lows tonight will mainly be in the 70s to about 80 or low 80s or so. Shouldn't be quite as warm overnight tonight, although with that humidity up, it is going to be a little harder for us to cool down, but we'll see. All right, let's go to tomorrow. This is Friday. And again, we have this trough kind of shifting a little bit closer to us. Widely scattered showers and storms over eastern Arizona. Maybe a stray storm gets into the East Valley. It is possible, or maybe even over the White Tanks or the Estrellas, I suppose, these the favored sort of topographical regions, those upslope areas, the favored geographic zones that where we can get a couple of storms that pop up. But they would be very brief, very short-lived, but it is possible. High temperatures, again, somewhere around 96 to 100. But the drier air is going to very quickly overtake the area. It's not going to linger around like it has before. More of a deep westerly flow will come in by Saturday. And high temperatures will struggle to make the triple digits. I'd say mid to upper 90s for the day on Saturday with lowering humidity. And that's going to set the stage Saturday night and Sunday morning for beautiful temperatures. Lows will get down in the mid to upper 60s in the cool spots. Low to mid 70s in the urban core. High temperatures on Sunday, again, 95 to 100. Monday morning, again, mid-60s to mid-70s across the valley. Beautiful high temperatures, again, right around 100. And we'll keep it a couple of degrees either side of 100 on Tuesday with, again, sunny to mostly sunny sky. Now, the forecast starts to get a little bit murky out here as we get further into next week. What's going to happen with that potential tropical cyclone down to the south? And there have been a number of different solutions. The deterministic GFS, not real bullish on moisture. It keeps us relatively dry, but we could start to see some moisture moving up our way sometime toward the middle and latter part of next week for some isolated showers and thunderstorms. At this point, we're keeping the forecast dry, but just know that there are a contingent of ensemble members across the GFS and European that start to introduce some moisture toward the middle and latter part of next week. And so if that's the case, yes, indeed, we'll have to introduce storm chances. But at this point, again, high temperatures will be around 100 to 104 degrees with generally dry conditions. A week from today, this is Thursday the 18th, the GFS says there's a 588 to 591 ridge that's lurking around here. And we would be mainly dry in this setup and no real significant chances of precipitation. Some of our other models disagree with this idea, going with a somewhat more unsettled forecast. But right now, we'll kind of lean the forecast toward mainly dry conditions, some high clouds around, high temperatures, upper 90s to about 103. Basically the same thing Friday the 19th. Ostensibly the same thing out 10 days. This is Saturday the 20th. 591 ridge. Temperatures would be a little bit above average. Keep in mind that the average high temperature on the 20th of September in Phoenix is 99 degrees. Will probably be somewhere around 101 to 106 if this is correct. And conditions would be generally dry. But could this change? Absolutely. So that's why we watch this stuff. That's why we geek out and do these videos every single day, because you just never know. All right, looking at rainfall for Phoenix. This goes out through the 25th of the month. It's off the GFS ensemble. The mean is actually down here a little bit, right around 1/4 of an inch, more or less the same deal on the European ensemble. Of course, the European AI, it's higher than that. It's just under 1/2 inch, but the model spread is not nearly as substantial as it was. And the thinking on the models might be, we might see a storm in here tonight or tomorrow, and there could be a little bit of moisture that seeps in here next week, but by and large, we don't see any major push of moisture. I don't think there's even a single ensemble member that brings the entirety of a tropical cyclone up the west coast of Mexico and into Arizona, as we were seeing that kind of a solution on a number of models over the last few days, but I don't think we see that on this most recent suite. So a trend is shifting towards somewhat drier conditions for next week, and that kind of lines up with the overall synoptic pattern that we're seeing develop. All right, looking at temperatures off the national blend of models, we're going to lower these afternoon highs a bit over the next few days, hopefully. Humidity levels, while high today and tomorrow, are going to come down. They're going to crash down. We'll see those dew points getting back into the 30s and 40s. It's going to be quite dry this weekend, and that'll make for some nice overnight lows. And what you see on here, these are the numbers at Sky Harbor, lows in the mid-70s. Most of you are going to see lows getting down to the mid and upper 60s, maybe around 70, depending on where you are. I mean, unless you're immediately downtown or right there toward the kind of the center of the valley. But other than that, should be just gorgeous during the overnight hours, as usually it becomes the case here as we get later on into September. And looking at the CPC outlook, the 8 to 14 day outlook. This is for the period of September 18th through the 24th. If this is correct, temperatures here in Arizona for the most part are favored toward being above average. Probability is, though, that precipitation is skewed toward above average levels. So that kind of goes against what we were looking at on least some of our model guidance, but the CPC guys still seem to think that some tropical mischief and an active tropical period down there in the East Pacific may keep the chances of showers and storms elevated here over the Southwest, especially as we get into kind of that 10-day period plus. We'll see. I hope so. I hope that is right. But there's no way of knowing just yet. And that is going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video is due back here tomorrow morning. Should you happen to enjoy these videos, be sure to subscribe, like, share, click that notification bell, leave those comments, questions, and suggestions. If you're really enjoying these videos, you want to support the channel, just like Dude Guy. Let me make sure I have this name correct here. He said some very nice things to us yesterday. Dude Guy 569 gave us a very generous donation yesterday by clicking that thanks icon below the video here on YouTube. So nice. Awesome stuff. Really do appreciate it. All of your donations helps to support the channel, keep the lights on, keep the computers running, and give Freya, Topaz, and Buddy cat, dog, and dog treats respectively. That's our cat and our two dogs. And they appreciate that too, as does Michelle, who we'll address in just a moment here. But that's how you support us there. PayPal Groff Show at gmail.com is our PayPal address. It's GROFF show at gmail.com for PayPal. And of course, our Venmo, which is also linked up down in the description below. Now, speaking of, the executive producer of the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion is my OAO, the sweetest of all time, the Asian sensation and proprietor of sweetchildaz.com.org and the Facebook page of the same name, Sweet Child Arizona. Talking about my Michelle, check her out. Blogs, videos, everything Michelle related, Adriana related, Kylie related. It's all linked up down in the description below, so do check all of that out. Our streaming station available 24/7, 365 called KMGX. That is also linked up in the description below. Check it out. And check out Dan over at the Courtroom Files YouTube channel, The Courtroom Files on YouTube, or courtroomfiles.com for all your Courtroom Files merch. He supports our channel. Great personal friend of the channel, friend to all. Good dude. That's how I sum up Dan. Just good dude. And that is not a title I throw around loosely. I think that's only ever been given to one person, and that's Dan. So good dude. Really do appreciate him. All right. With all of that having been said, folks, I thank you so much for all of your continued support, and I appreciate each and every one of you in these times that we live in now. I think it can never be understated how much you guys are valued and appreciated. Life is very precious. Life is short. Go out and live it and enjoy it. And that includes the weather. That's why we talk weather too, because it is a beautiful thing. Even when it's dry, even when it's hot, we still have the beautiful sunsets and sunrises and all that. And just take some time. If you can, just take a moment today to appreciate that. Even a sky like that with just some fluffy clouds floating by. Beautiful stuff. All right, thank you so much. You guys be safe, stay cool, stay hydrated, have yourselves a fantastic rest of your Thursday.